Okay, how we doing? All right, my name is Cedric, and I'm here to give you an analysis on the economy, particularly the Dow Jones, and we're going to go ahead and speak about that a little bit and debunk, clean up, clear out a few things when it comes to what a lot of economists are speaking on. But before I get into that, I do want to make this known that this is a ongoing practice platform. We do not consider something in the realms of right and wrong, only just anticipations versus participating. So we like to anticipate things more so than participate in things, and so therefore this is the news, the gossip news here, and there is no right and wrong situations. We just like to have an open mind about what is taking place. And let's get into it on this particular here subject. And the Dow Jones, going to make this very short and sweet, but I drew some trend lines to kind of monthly here, and let's enlarge this. Okay, so what we have is the early 2000s going into the IT 2K worries and bubbles. I was in that at MCI WorldCom at the time. Enron and MCI WorldCom, Barney from MCI kind of got things started rolling, but that was in a tax ordeal, and of course the end of that, and me getting my service package and starting on my self-employed journey on my way, kind of getting me on and off track as I look back on those times. But I was in that Y2K fix and monitoring concepts with MCI WorldCom 99, 2001, and of course 9/11 in 2001. And so we have 02. So we had the crash. We had the crash of going into 2001. I'm sorry, that's 2000. I guess that's, it says 2000, 2001 going into 02. So then we move up in the market and we go into, so of course Bush takes on place. And here, I didn't really want to go into a lot of the inspiration from a video that I was hearing about. The gentleman was on point as I listened to it the second time around. And are we getting pushed up? Are the feds flooring money into the economy to keep the market afloat? Okay, so that's what a lot of the experts are going to be weighing in on. And is that what's taking place? Now, from a perspective over here, we're on a technical. We are looking at a chart, and we're also keeping our ears to the street. So, with that being said, the emotions are a little bit more less and more logical. Okay, so I want to give you the stories a lot of times with what take place in the past, and if you see the market being pushed up, how high can it go? Well, that is actually something that most, when they don't understand how to read left to right, the charts, the technicals, then the economist has a lot more leeway to say what's going on and rhymes and reason persuading the audience, because everybody on that side is only with emotions and a little bit more insight on personalities which change. Okay, this here following the money doesn't change. These are the receipts. Okay, so with that being said, in this move here, just for an example, in the 2000 going in 02 IT bubble, and then of course this was the Bush's claim to fame in the mortgage bubble. So and then of course Obama and Trump, and now we see Obama's, and then we see Trump's. Okay, and what would you say if I say that 8 years of all the presidents is a continuing thing? So if there's a moving train, would that be far-fetched to say that Trump may get another 4 years, automatically known before he got the first 4 years? Now, that's just a hypothetical. Technically, here, what we have still is an actual, anytime it gets over this port of 2000, then the push down was not real. Let's just say that. Let's keep it simple. Anytime we get above this push here, this push that started from back here, really from here, but actually even further, anytime we get above that push, the push down was not real. It was not true sellers. It was not an overall down market. Okay, so anytime that typically happens, as you see, even in the actual 08 going into 09 or whatever we want to call it, but from 2000, early 2002 going into 08 and 09, same thing. Once it got past that marker, it's stating that buyers and the economy is still good, and people are still buying up, and everything is still moving, and this is just a part of overall. You have to have sellers in order to have buyers. You have to have them. You can't have everybody on one side of the market. Then who are you actually buying from? So that occurs, but do we actually get below any real major support when it comes to that worry factor in 08, and all we hang our hat on now is we have to even something worse, if that's a word, than 08, and it has to come back and retract, and we're still just pushing higher in a bubble of something that's going to have to come down, and inflation's that has to come down, and all these logical concept that we actually held on to when we're not technical, reading the actual chart and following the actual receipts. So 08 comes, then we have Obama pushing things back up after Trump and the destruction of that. People are still buying. However, the economy now it's not however. Let me explain something here, and I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know if I need to be breaking this up, but I'm gonna give this last example. Obviously we see where we're at on this monthly chart here, and this definitely looks strong to the upside. So now let me actually explain something in comparison and how it moved, so that everybody can understand a little bit more about the responsibilities that we play a part of with the economy, and now how it's just only the feds pushing money into the market, injecting money into the market to give it a boost and inflating the market, and what are they doing? I understand that as well, and I've got into that, and so that led me more into being more serious about what I do now, which is coming up with my own conclusion, technical, which I've always been a tech. And that tape let's use for an example, very simple, Bitcoin. Very simple example of Bitcoin. Very simple example. I'm going to use that example because it's already come and gone in a way that people can see. When I actually made a video and I predicted this and I sent out whatever the email, and I let one of my instructors know that 3,200 was the bottom. I said 3,200, 3,400, 3,200 is the bottom for Bitcoin. Now, when that took place, it was around 50 some, let's say 5,000, 5,500. So he was interested in finding out where bottom would be at. Not for himself, but more so for, I guess, some of his advisors and so. So he was surprised that I knew it, but anyhow, my new method of studying and coming up to what's going on and not getting to scalping, leaving scalping alone. 3,200 was the last real investor, the big boy, the last real receipt. 3,000 was the last last real receipt. 3,000 up to 3,600. From 3,000 up to 3,600 was the last real receipt in Bitcoin. Okay, hard to believe. The momentum, the retailers, the newscast, the people like us, all of us are retailers. We tagged along with that momentum and we pushed that up to 19,000. Okay, so that's where we at. That's the receipts. That's the receipts. So why did it come back down to 3,200, 3,400 from that 3,000? Between that 3,000 and that 3,600, why did it come all the way back down to that particular number? Because if you do the chart and you look at the chart, you will see the last real receipt, the last big boy, only played a part at 3,000 to 3,600. And that big boy is not going to allow their investment to be a loss. Simple and plain. So the big boy only plays ball when the ball is in his court. He's the only one playing, moving the ball. Everything else is just fluff. Simple and plain. That's real simple and plain. But everything else and reading and trying to make money and what's going on here, what's going on there, that's all fluff. Simple and plain is read the receipts. 3,000. I know I'm exaggerating and lagging on to that, but you get my point because it needs to be embedded, and that's the more hard thing for most people to understand. And so now you can kind of gauge an idea of when a big boy plays and everybody else has responsibility as well. So take that into consideration when you're looking at the momentum of the market. Not more so, the Fed's dropping money in there to gauge it. And no. The following up momentum went from 3,600 to 19,000 in Bitcoin because of the talk around the water cooler. Right? Everybody wanted to get in. This is just supply and demand. Accumulation and distribution. So everybody wants to get in, and there's money being fed in different ways. So when it comes to the Feds injecting money into bonds and security bonds to offset what has been taking place for the most part. Now, like I say, I'm actually not going to say I'm right or wrong in anything that I'm speaking of. Okay. So let's make sure we're on the same page at always on these subject matters. This is a training understanding. At the same token, that offsets what the economy and everybody's putting their money into. To me, where everybody's putting their money into versus who else is injecting money. because where everybody's putting their money into can't be unscathed and can't be going unnoticed. So it's the biggest elephant in the room that is anybody pointing out. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that when it comes to the breakdown analysis of as you can see, this is on a monthly basis here, and on a Dow Jones, we're at 27. Yeah, it's gonna do a lot more, and it's not gonna go to the moon or anything like that. But definitely we see higher levels, and basically down at below what I was speaking about when it comes to liquidating factors. This is just more of a spike up. These are still kind of spikes, but it's also saying that we are spiking to the upside, and therefore the sellers are not in control. The main story of this is the sellers are not in control, and the consumers are in control, and we're still buying, and we're rocking with the wave or whatever Zaddy say, whoever, the feds. We're still rocking with that wave and going with the momentum. So we're talking one thing and doing another. Thank you for your time and your listening, and we will continue this. I'm a breakdown of some of my post analysis, but again, this is only for practice and consumption, and not for any advisory consent.